We talk all the time about how corrupt the Republican Party is, but sometimes you've got to take a good, long look in the mirror and do some house cleaning because the Democratic Party has their fair share of corrupt losers as well. And now some new information has just come out that Palantir, Peter Thiel's own surveillance company, is now buying up Democrats to push the company's influence in Washington. All right, so we've got the article pulled up here, and yeah, the Palantir, the ICE contracted surveillance company founded by Trump's friend Peter Thiel, JD Vance's puppet master, has hired Hakeem Jeffries' former chief of staff and former Democratic senator as it builds out its Democratic lobby operation on Capitol Hill. And so it's a data analytics company, it's a surveillance tech company, and it also powers the Trump administration's deportations operations. It has hired former Democratic senator and a team of Democratic lobbyists with close ties to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Just another reason to hate Hakeem Jeffries right now is also now, great, he has staff members that are tied to Palantir. That's awesome. So the company is registered actually as Evoke LLC. I guess they didn't want to be tied that close to Palantir. The four-person team representing Palantir is led by a firm partner, Steve Elmendorf, and he's one of the top fundraisers for congressional Democrats, would you believe it or not? Isn't that interesting? Who's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars of bundled campaign donations, dollars for Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, including hosting the DCCC fundraising featuring Jeffries as a speaker. Huh. Isn't this just such interesting information? I mean, this is absurd levels of like, it technically is not corruption, right? But like, we don't want Palantir involved with the Democratic Party at all, right? That Palantir is helping ICE right now, right? And they also got on board the former Democratic Senator Mark Begich. He was an Alaska senator, and now he's also part of the lobbying roster for this Palantir-backed, lobbying effort, Evoke LLC, right? It's just absurd. Like, this is the company that has $150 million of ICE operations, right? It's disgusting to see a Democratic lobbying push from a Palantir-tied company, right? This is, and especially because they're trying to hide it, right? Because this is a toxic thing. It's like getting an APAC endorsement, right? Or getting APAC money as a Democrat. It's a dark mark, right? You don't want it. Same thing goes for now Evoke, right? This Evoke LLC. It's the same thing. It's Palantir. It's dirty money, and we do not want it in the Democratic Party. And right here at the bottom of the article, it also talks about how Palantir has gone from spending less than $3 million on federal lobbying in 2023 to more than $6 million last year, according to Open Secret. So they're doubling their efforts. They are ramping it up, and now Palantir is getting in bed with our Democratic senators and lobbyists. Yikes. But of course, that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this bullshit, right? I would like to draw your attention to Adriano Espaillat, who has taken $7.4 million from real estate, Wall Street, and APAC's network, and as well as GOP megadonors. And yet, he's a Democrat from New York's 13th, and he does have some stiff competition in Daria-Liza Avila Chevalier, right? She is running against him. She is a DSA progressive Democrat, and it is a tight race. But check this out. This guy is getting his, because the second he shows his face in public, he gets called out by some progressives in New York.
Why are your Pulsi workers yelling about Muslims in America, yelling about Haitians? It is true. This is the type of thing you create. Do you realize how harmful that is, Trump?
This is what you do.
I mean, it feels very inappropriate to me to create more division, Congressman.
Go to your candidate and campaign. Let the voters speak.
The voters should not have to deal with racism while they're trying to vote. The voters shouldn't be berated for their identity.
See, this is what you do. You storm into the office.
Oh,
you do all of that.
You're on the street. You're being held accountable, Congressman. Do you have anything to say about all of the money that you've taken from AIPAC? Are you okay with the fact that you've taken money from donors who support genocide, Congressman?
Go to your candidate.
I hate his smug little, go to your candidate, go to your candidate. How about you go, shut up. Got him. But I am happy to announce that he just got screwed because of all of this, and Daria-Liza has actually won the election because I was writing this script. It was not called yet. I was going to have a whole thing about how it's a tight race, and who knows, it might go into the next morning. But nope, as I'm recording this video, Daria-Liza has beaten Espaillat in the race. She is a Mamdani-backed, DSA-backed progressive candidate, and she has won. It just goes to show that the progressive momentum in this country will continue to power on, and he was the incumbent, right? He was expected to win, but nope, he has lost, and this just goes to show the rot that has infected the Democratic Party and how it is not welcome anymore. And progressives like this are giving me a lot of hope because they are scaring the ever-loving shit out of these tech billionaires and conservative tech bros, just like Palantir CEO Kemp, when he had a lot to say about Mamdani, and it's interesting when you think about it.
Because a lot of these people actually agree with me in private. Do you know the percentage of Democrats who know that nothing Mamdani's saying can ever work is very high.
Just elected mayor here
Yeah,
in New
great.
York.
And they all, and like, if you talk to them in private, they'll be like, yeah, that can never work.
Yes, of course, listen to the tech billionaire overlord about how better things are not possible, right? And just relent to the fact that life will always be shitty and that it will only get more shitty and that the rich will always get more money and they will suck every single last dollar out of you because they would rather throw you into a volcano because they're actually a bunch of demons than actually lose the influence that they have over your everyday existence. These guys are monsters, right? And they are actually terrified of a better tomorrow because it means that they don't have as much money in their pockets, they don't have as much power over you or me because we will actually have taken power from them for the first time ever, and they are terrified. That's why he says, oh, Mom Donnie actually can't get anything done. Yeah, right. That's what you want us to think. But a better tomorrow is actually possible. It really just goes to show you how rotten some of these elites actually are, especially within the Republican Party, because as Kyle Kalinske points out right here, I'd pretty much take any Democrat over a Republican.
Bottom line is, they're not anti-war. They're not pro-working class. They're not anti-corruption. They're frauds every single step of the way. And it's time people wake up and it's time they realize it. And Tim Dillon is a guy who was on JD Vance's side and believed his shit, and now he's even coming out here and saying, I don't know about this, bro. I think you're all full of shit. So when Tucker tries to rehab him and other right-wingers try to rehab JD Vance, you look them in the eye and you say any fucking Democrat on their worst day is better than JD Vance on his best day. Because JD Vance is a liar, he's a scumbag, he's corrupt, he's a cretin. It's bullshit that he would have prevented this war. He's vice president, he didn't prevent dick. He didn't prevent dick. Okay, so MAGA is falling apart at the seams, everybody's aware of it, and there's going to be the rehab effort for JD Vance, but don't fall for this trick again, y'all.
And Kalinske is so right on the money here, right? They are all corrupt, and the GOP is running this like weird campaign to try to push JD Vance as the moderate who is against, the Iran war, and he was the moderate voice, and it's bullshit. Don't believe any of it. Because this is the same guy who just called Trump being the smartest president. He has the best IQ, right? He is a bootlicker for Donald Trump.
From a pure IQ perspective, he's a very smart person. If you give Donald Trump an IQ test with the other 45, 46 presidents that the United States has had, I guarantee he'd be either near the top or at the top.
From a pure IQ perspective, you are such a tool, dude. Not to mention that JD Vance is practically a flesh puppet for Peter Thiel, right? The guy was propped up by Thiel and just follows his lead, hook, line, and sinker.
But here are the facts so that you understand them. One, he hired Vance at his investment firm Mithril Capital. He funded his book, which launched JD Vance's entire political career and created the mythology around him from his time in Ohio. He funded his Senate run and basically bankrolled all the super PACs that helped him defeat Tim Ryan. And then he encouraged Trump to put him on the ticket.
Yeah. JD nor any Republican are to never be trusted again, right? This is the same party that just today, as I'm recording this, blocked an effort from Jon Ossoff to ban congressional stock trading, something that is a bipartisan, very agreed upon piece of policy. They are blocking it. Sorry, they're blocking it because, of course, they are.
The American people want members of Congress to stop trading stocks. The American people are sick and tired of this corruption. And in fact, this may be one of the most unifying issues in our deeply divided country. And so let's take action right now, today.
But I think that's enough corruption. Everything sucks and is terrible. Let's pivot and talk a little bit very quickly about some actually good news here for a second, because every day there are thousands of people actually out there trying to make the world a better place, believe it or not. One of them being Olivia Rodrigo, the musician superstar who just announced her Daisy Chain Fields Festival, where she's bringing together an all-female lineup of artists, all doing it for free, where all of the proceeds are going to charity. And I think that is just incredible. She says, quote, "All the incredible artists who are on the bill are doing it for free for charity, which is the real testament to their hearts as well as the talent." It's just amazing. And there are some big superstars up here, including Chappell Roan, Doechii, Cat's Eye, Mitski, and amongst many others, right? So I think it's pretty fucking neat. You know, just goes to show you that there are some good people out there using their influence for good and not corruption in the world. But if you also agree that there is too much corruption within the Republican and Democrat Party for that matter, be sure you subscribe to US Democratic Socialists to join our fight here. And also be sure to leave a like and comment on this video. It really does help us out a lot. But I think it's going to do it for me. I'm Iago Lashua. Have a good day. Goodbye.